this ends up looking. Oh, it's better. Anyway, I think.
Yeah. Oh my God! Look at you guys. I can't believe it. I can't believe I have again Kyle, Dirk, and Smitch here in the flesh. Unbelievable. Dude, how are you guys doing?
We're good, man.
Good. How are you?
How's Nashville?
Man, Nashville's great. You guys got to come and rock it out when you guys start touring because we need a little bit of that alt rock in here for sure.
A lot of country going on out there.
Well, it is changing. It is changing, but yeah, it's still mostly country for sure, Kyle. Yeah. But look at you guys. So where are you guys coming us from? Your HQ, your compound, your headquarters?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Secret underground fortress.
It's a fortress of solitude, right?
With a window.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's Kyle's spot.
Yeah, we're at my place. This is
Nice.
this is my living room rearranged.
Yeah.
Dig it. But yeah, what a great band, guys. It's great to have you again. Obviously, you guys just released a fantastic EP, Omens and Sounds. So like we're here to celebrate that. But guys, first of all, when I first heard this EP, when I got the preview, I couldn't comprehend how awesome it was. It was like I needed some time. I actually lit some incense, and I just took it in. It was like really innovative, completely fresh. What were the first discussions like as a band where you guys were like, hey guys, maybe we should take some swings here, kind of evolve our sound because the sound is so unique and refreshing.
Thank you. Yeah. Do you want to take it away?
I think that, over the course of last year, we knew that we wanted to release new music, but the question was, are we going to be able to record? Are we going to be able to put something together? And how the hell are we actually going to do this? A lot of the stuff that came out originally was multiple years old. So I think the band's evolved. The early stuff had a little bit more electronica. We kind of got forced to strip things down, and write acoustically and figure out what some of those songs were. And so this is really, I'm kind of fond of saying that an album is always just a snapshot of where you were in your life at that particular moment. And sometimes you talk about it for a year or two, and then you realize you're not in the same place, emotionally anymore. But that EP was us probably 4 months ago. I was like, this is what's going on with us. So we're super proud of it.
When did you know, Kyle, that this is good, that this is something good that it's worth pursuing?
Honestly, I don't know if there's any, do you like songs specifically or like the EP itself?
The EP itself, I think just like the whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah. that thing, my recollection was that really happened just out of necessity. Really, truth be told, Believe was a song that was mixed and mastered in January of 2020. And the original intent was that song was going to be a single that summer. And obviously when COVID hit, we were still kind of releasing the older material, and it became really apparent that, just trying to keep what our original plan was to keep releasing singles was not going to be the best approach as a band. So it allowed us to sort of take a step back and just focus on the material that we had. And we really just started getting songs done. And I think that usually when the three of us are in a room together, if one of us isn't feeling something quite right, it just means it's not done. And then we just continue to grind at it until we all sort of have that aha moment. And then we feel pretty good about it. I think that's usually the indicator for me.
Lonely Wolf started over 2 years ago. That was a 2.5 year ago thing, and it just wasn't quite right, and it wasn't done until it was done. And I don't think we ever really anticipated that song ending up where it did. But you never really know what these things are going to be until they're actually finished and mixed and mastered. There's always changes taking place.
In fact, I think Lonely Wolf was actually the first song the three of us wrote together from scratch.
In a room. Starting from scratch.
Yeah, on acoustic guitars.
Yeah.
Man, I dig that. I dig that, guys. And Emily, let me ask you this, because you guys, was it almost a blessing, Emily, of 2020? The community and the brotherhood that you guys have at East of June. I have to tell you, it's just phenomenal. It just seems that outside of your relationships and your family, you guys can finish each other's sentences, each other's words. It's actually a really beautiful thing to see. You guys now, I think, to create a good music, you have almost kid-like fun, if you will.
I wasn't even that drunk. You threw a mushroom at a midget and said, "Grow, Mario, grow."
They tell me I'm sweet and willingly I believe. I need someone telling me what to do.
I am 17 going on 18. I'll take care of you.
It seems like you guys have authentic fun together, Emily. Was this like a blessing of 2020 for East of June?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, just meeting them was a blessing because I was doing a lot of things.
Right?
I don't know about anymore, but
Okay.
no, but yeah, it's been a really different and great experience for me because I was working with different producers or on my own all the time, and it was hard to do stuff on my own, and it was just awesome because this feels like a team completely. Like we all offer, our opinionated opinions and and we have a lot of fun and it's great.
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome. And to see you guys on social media, it's been a joy, I have to tell you. And Smidge, something tells me that you're the catalyst of this social media transformation of East of June.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
You are Smidge, right?
I mean, I do a lot of the social media. Yeah, we Kyle and I do a lot of figuring out our aesthetic and image and all that, and yeah, I think it's great. I think we try not to take ourselves too seriously, and that's the fun part about it.
Yeah, it's so fun. And like, Dirk, when I met you last year, Dirk, you were like the serious guy of the band. Here's the Incubus guy just putting things together. And all of a sudden, like a few months later, you have Snapchat filters all over your face.
That's fucking her. I don't do any of this. This stuff willingly.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I mean, look, the reality is if I came across that way, then that was just that day, because anybody who knows me knows.
Oh, I say it in the best way.
My body.
It's true.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
We have to censor him.
I smell of sarcasm right now.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely. Kyle, in October of last year, you guys launched like a really like cool crowdfunding project to help you guys with Omens and Sounds. Yeah, sorry, right, Omens and Signs. It was a massive success. It was a massive success. I mean, tell us a little bit about the way fans rallied behind you guys and just kind of like people, the way they believe in your sound.
It was actually less of a fan thing and more of a friends and family thing. We, again, 2020 was really a blessing. We really, kind of took what the universe gave us and made the most of it. When it became apparent that, we needed to take 2 steps back to take, 5 steps forward, Dirk had the really great idea. He was like, look, we should, reach out to family and friends and see if, we can't get, the people in our inner circle that believe in us to help fund what it is we're trying to do. I think we had sent out like some direct text messages to people, like parents, families, siblings, cousins, business associates. And the response was phenomenal. And truth be told, like, we spent every penny of that the right way. It gave us a beautiful 5-song EP. We got a great photo shoot and video shoot out of it that we did, for all of our social media content. So we've been able to, we really took a lot of the learnings from 2019 and 2020 and had a blueprint for how we can move forward the right way. And, we had a lot of people just really step up with some really nice contributions. We had other people that gave what they could. I mean, it was a tough year, but we were very appreciative of everyone that contributed, and it really helped, make our dream become a reality.
Oh man, I love it. It's just the beginning. Emily, let me ask you about let's get to a few of the questions. Believe, for example, such a great song, but you guys were sitting on this song for like 14 months. Why now? Why was this the right time to like unleash Belief?
Well, I think we wanted, like, we felt strongly about, feeling like this song had so much to it. And it kind of like, we were like, when's the right time to do this song? So it just like in the collecting all the songs that are on the EP together, it just kind of felt like this had to be a part of that. And, coming out with that as one of the first singles, just felt right. So
look, the short answer is people weren't worried they were going to die on the daily anymore. And so it was like, okay, now we can do something. Like, let's not bullshit. we could have put this out, but if all you're doing is looking on your phone and how many people died today, it was not a good day for music.
No, and every time it seemed like in 2020, like every time we put something out, we're like, okay, this seems like a good time, and then something horrific
Yeah,
happens,
I mean,
and we're
just
like,
volcanoes, bear attacks, everything
Right.
was just like conspiring against us. And then,
Yeah.
literally the universe and the country kind of looked around like, we good? Like, okay, let's release the fucking song. Quick, get it out there.
yeah.
I think one thing that was interesting about Believe, going back to Dirk's note about kind of stripping things down and getting away from some of the electronic and programmed drums we did, Believe was like the song that was like the shift for us.
Yeah.
Back in January of 2020, that was like live drummer, saxophone, piano, live, like we stripped it down. That was the moment where we kind of pivoted, and then everything else we did the rest of the year started to kind of fall in line with that. I think a song like Goodbye, they sound sort of similar because of the horn sections and whatnot, but even like Down to You, Lazy Sunday, like those are more organic produced songs, are much more in line with like some of the stuff we really grew up with, like in the 70s and 80s.
Right.
Lately, nothing can faze me. I've been put to the test, and I'm not buying into the crazy. Who's to say that I'm lost? Maybe I'm just taking the long way, holding hands with my thoughts. I think I'll just be aimlessly wandering free, walking this tightrope gracefully, reminding myself every day that I'm good. There's nothing like the feel of rain, enchanted by the things I once thought mundane, a little sun through the gray. There's nothing like the taste of spring. There's nothing like the beauty of simple things on a lazy Sunday. When I'm caught in the grind, praying for some inspiration, when I'm fighting with time, wrapped up in the destination, when it all falls apart, I flip the script and try to embrace it. Isn't life such an art? We always want to rearrange it, but no need to worry about me. I'm walking this tightrope gracefully, reminding myself every day that I'm good. There's nothing like the feel of rain, enchanted by the things I once thought mundane, a little sun through the gray. There's nothing like the taste of spring. There's nothing like the beauty of simple things on a lazy Sunday.
guys?
Well, us.
Speaking of goodbye there, Kyle. You know, and maybe for Dirk as well, who's, you know, you guys have been, you know, part of like lots of records, lots of stuff. When your bandmate has a really personal song like Goodbye Is for Emily, you know, she's talked about how this song was trying to process years of being isolated for her, kind of manipulated in a bit, and correct me if I'm wrong, Emily, like an anthem of liberation for you. So
Yeah.
for Kyle and Dirk, how do you guys like, is it easy to complement such a personal feeling of your bandmate? Like, how do you know what the right temperature is?
I think from early on with that lyric and the sentiment of the song, it was intact. It wasn't really up for debate. It was a fully formed thought and idea. And the only question mark was, well, what is the song around it going to end up sounding like? It's one of the few times where it might have been like turning in a homework assignment and it was just fucking done. It was like, here, we're going to do this. And so the question then became, what does it sound like? And it went through a lot of changes. They all do. And they're never done until they're done. But that was one that kind of came to us fully formed. And there was no reason to mess around with it. And there's some songs that come about like that, you know.
Sure.
Smidge will just deliver and be like, you're welcome. You know, and there's other times when you send the meal back and you go, kitchen's got to try again.
Yeah. I dig that. And Emily, tell us a little bit about, you know, Dan Estrin, of course, of Hooves Tank, and his contributions to this project.
He's awesome. We love him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's been a part of the studio session that we just dropped the first video, and we have quite a few more ready to go.
5 more.
Yeah. So he was great. We had all these fun rehearsals with him, and then he just was super into, you know, being a part of it, which was great. I mean, they know him more than
Kyle and I have known Dan for 25 years,
Yeah.
and we kind of grew up together. And when it came time to put together this like live extravaganza, he was the first choice of somebody to help us out with additional guitar stuff to really take what Kyle does in the studio with the layering and the multiple parts and be able to put that out live. And it's actually kind of fun when, you know, you've been in the workshop tinkering on a song yourself for so long to bring somebody else in and they just hear things different.
Yeah, it was cool. Like, you know, it started out just, you know, Dan and I would get together at my place or his place like 3 days a week, and I just started teaching him the parts and the songs. And then, you know, by week 2, he's like, oh, you know, I'm kind of hearing this. And then he started adding some other parts that were really cool. It was really fun when, like, you know, you've been listening to Rebel, for example, like the same way for 2.5 years. And then Esther kind of picks up the guitar and he's like, oh, I'm kind of hearing this chord and this rhythm part here. And it was like, it just made it a lot of fun. I kind of started falling in love with some of the older material again. You know, some of the songs we've heard so much, it's like, we're kind of onto the new, like we're already working on new material already. And just to, you know, vibe and hang out with a friend you've known for 25 years. And he's like, you know, he gets, like, he's just part of the family, like the way we all kind of are with each other. We've known each other for so damn long. It was just kind of like, it was just a trip. I was like, God, it's so crazy. I never would have thought in a million years that like 25 years later, like the 3 of us would be hanging out in a room together, like just still playing music and just hanging out.
So cool.
Yeah. I mean, we've been really fortunate that we've found and surrounded ourselves with really awesome players and cool personalities, because, you know, it's been just the 3 of us for so long, and, you know, to be able to actually play these things live and then try and push it out there so that for an audience that hasn't been able to see us actually play a show, this is like the next best thing. So, I mean, there was like 10 fucking people in that video.
Yeah.
You know, well, there's a lot of players.
It's amazing. I mean, people should definitely check it out. We'll put a clip here, like when we put this together, because it's such well made.
And you're worried that I'm gonna see right through those iron eyes. But you just might be right. My faith is on the rise, and I won't let you get inside my precious heart tonight. Let's just say.
Emily, let me ask you, pivoting a little bit from the album, just a few like random questions. Emily, your mom is a great renowned author. She's super cool, but tell us a little bit about what have you learned from her craft? Because she's very respected. She's got her own thing going on, really special.
I love this.
What have you learned from her craft just from seeing your mom excel in her field that you have within you as an artist?
I feel like I'm actually just such a mix of my parents, because my dad is like the complete musician, musical side, and then my mom has always been a great writer, and she teaches in at SF State, and she's an amazing teacher and tutor and all these things. So she just put out like a book that she's been working on for a long time, and so it's really cool to like know that like I know that so much of my writing and
What's the book's name, Emily?
It's called Ripple Effect.
The Ripple Effect.
By Emily Rath. And I feel like so much of my writing has been from her, and then so much of my musical, like whatever I am, is from my dad. So it's just kind of this cool
nice
mix.
That explains the uniqueness, the little bird uniqueness that you are actually. No, it does. And Kyle, thank you guys. You guys are being so generous with your time, Kyle. But I have to ask you about Eddie Van Halen, man, because last year, obviously, we lost, the great Eddie Van Halen, and a lot of people, were touched and tributes and all that. Yeah. But you are one of the guys that I could feel. I felt like, I tell you what, I felt like that with Tom Petty died. Like I had to pull off the freeway and like give it like a 20-second cry. I felt like Eddie Van Halen just hit you in the nuts.
Yeah, big time. Yeah,
Tell us a little bit about him, man, and like his influence on you.
Yeah, I mean, he was certainly one of the, he was an influence on me before I even picked up a guitar. I think when 1984 came out, I was living in Portland, Oregon at the time. I think I was like 6 or 7 years old, and one of the older neighbor kids had Van Halen on vinyl, and he kind of turned me on to Panama, and like Jump was obviously all over MTV. Eddie, it's not even so much, most guitar players will tell you there's basically been two innovators of the craft, Jimi Hendrix and then Eddie Van Halen, and everything in between that is just like variations and taste, a matter of taste. But yeah, he, I'm not afraid to say, like, I actually really enjoyed a lot of the stuff he did with Sammy Hagar, because I felt like at that point the band just wrote better songs. Like David Lee Roth is amazing. I'm totally gonna go on record as saying this, like that early stuff is insane. But I could see, like, after you've been doing that for 10 years, that like having someone like Sammy Hagar that had a vocal with melody and had a range that he couldn't get to before, he was able to explore his craft as a songwriter and not just a shredder. I remember where I was. We were at Apex, I think, doing something with Ty, like we're doing some interviews or something. And my sister had sent me a text message that said Eddie Van Halen had died. It was just like the world had stopped. That dude has touched everyone, I think, that plays guitar. Even like people that don't really listen to Van Halen, they respect, what he did and what he had to offer the music world. I don't think there will really be another one like him, because like I said, at this point, outside of reinventing the instrument, he took it to all the places that people are still taking it today. It just becomes a matter of taste and songwriting and what you do with it. But yeah, he was special. I'm really stoked on what his son Wolfie's been doing with Mammoth. I saw they announced today he's actually opening for Guns N' Roses on their tour.
Yeah.
He like played every instrument, I really like the songs. The production is great. And the thing that I thought that was really cool, that, I know that like he takes a lot of stuff personally on Twitter. I noticed like he spends a lot of time like relying to people that are just trolls and assholes, I think the one thing that really sets him apart though from his dad, as not living in his shadow, is that like he sings. He's the front guy, and he sings really fucking well, and he plays great music. I'm really stoked for him and excited to see what he's able to carry on. Recording at a 5150 and all the things he learned from his dad. I know he used like the Frankenstein on a couple songs or whatever, but Eddie was amazing. He's just simply brilliant.
Perfect. Well said, man. Well said. So Emily, let me leave you with this. What are the touring plans for East of June? You guys must be chomping at the bit to get these puppies played live.
That's a good question. I think we wanted to do this whole session studio performance recording because, it's kind of like this is what we're like live. So you know, that's kind of our plan as soon as we can, right?
Yeah, I mean, look, the concerts that are happening make a lot of noise and make a lot of news, but things haven't gotten back to normal yet. I mean, they're on their way.
Yeah.
Of course, the garbage
You know,
trucks.
oh, there's a
outside.
garbage truck right there.
We're standing in my living room right
I dig it.
Oh my God, it's literally.
now. Yeah, it's like right there.
Oh my God.
I love it. That's how it is. That's how we roll here.
See,
Yeah.
normally garbage day is on Mondays. This was perfect, although yesterday was the holiday, so
Right.
now.
Yeah, perfect.
The live session stuff was a dress rehearsal for us to kind of get ready and able to go out and start playing live. You know, there are
Yeah.
opportunities out there. I think it's still a ways away before anybody, you know, a band at our level is able to start actually traveling.
Sure.
You know, it'll start opening up locally a little bit. I mean, it's like
There's a Tyrannosaurus
I'm
Rex
literally
outside of the
watching
East
the
June
thing
headquarters.
like jump
Jump.
the thing.
Dump
Waiting to see if there's a body in
See,
there.
this is what I love about East of June, guys. Like I'm telling you guys just have this magic that like the universe just like has fun with you guys in the best way. I love it. Love it.
Yeah.
It's Mercury's
It is Mercury retrograde. And we felt it. Kyle, I don't know about you, man, but I felt this retrograde. Everything's a slog.
I did my magic work, so this one's gonna fucking.
He's gonna not feel it.
It's gonna roll right off.
Hey, you need to tell me your
Good for you. Well, guys, we love having you guys on. You know, as soon as you guys like hit a show over there, like we'll catch a plane. We'll watch you guys.
I'd love to go play a show in Nashville.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are welcome
up.
anytime.
It's
Absolutely.
coming up a lot. Like I know some people that have moved out there recently have talked
Yeah.
about moving out there recently. You actually being one, because last time we spoke, I think you were in Miami.
Right. Yeah, it's a great community because everyone is about music. You know, like in LA, you know, you have the acting a little bit. You have all these different industries. Here, everyone is just one way or another connected to music. So that's been interesting. But yeah, for sure. Awesome. Well, guys, you have said it all.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Absolutely, Kyle, man. You guys know that you're welcome anytime on the show. You guys are the best. Love all of you guys in different ways. And this EP, man, is a masterpiece. It's a trip. I mean, when Emily hits that first song, man, I mean, Lonely Wolf up to Lazy Sunday at the end, it's a spectacle. So congratulations, guys.
Awesome. Thank you. We appreciate it.
All right, Kyle, take care.